Hey everyone, welcome to Maple Hill Front 9 practice for the Disc Golf Alley Players Tour. Jumping into the Front 9, getting ready for this weekend. This is totally raw. It's been a while since I've played the Front 9 here. This is a big win though, taking Light Glide Paradigm. I want to aim down a little bit, give myself some more space to clear. There's really a lot of forgiveness. If you get across this pond, you got a really good chance getting in there for the birdie. Yeah, so you get across the pond, got a few trees, that's okay. With a 309, I'm taking off about 50 feet for my planning to get through the opening there. Take the Accurate Glide Warship and just aim for, I guess not a Mando, but the one opening to get through there. If I get through that opening clean, have a good look there for the birdie. I'm going to try this one more time, see if I can get a less favorable wind to practice with. That was actually a really nice wind to push me further across the pond. Here's that one right to left, still at Light Glide Paradigm. Just get it across the pond, and I'm in a good position here as long as I'm across the pond. If I have a headwind there, I'm going to be taking the Glide Water Skip Rive on a similar line and planning for that skip across to get me there. 200 feet, just going to take the harp, throw it up to the base of the basket. No point in taking the risk and doing a silly run there in a long-term event like the Players Tour. I did hole one again. Well, we have this little bit of a headwind there. Let's see what the Glide Water Skip Rive can do. I think I'm going to get some water here. Lucky enough to sneak across. Honestly, with the headwind, I'm doing a little bit of hoping. This one's a little tricky. You gotta flex around this tree. Take off 50 feet, gets me at 300. Let's see if I can get through that opening. Yep, I managed there. There's a good wall on the backstop here, so I'm not too worried about doing a little bit too much power to get through. If I can get around this tree, there we go, that way gets it. 60-foot throw in, 3 headwinds, so I'm gonna go 30 power. Take off 10 feet for every 1 headwind. And there it's going in. Okay, now let's actually go on to hole 2. Hole 2, there's a lot you can do to get aggressive here. This is very simple for me. Accurate Glide Sapphire, aim low, let it flex up there. A lot of times I'm bouncing over this wall. Even if I don't, this is what's great is I just don't care. A 50-foot throw in because I didn't make the wall. Sure, in real world, that's a problem. In Disc Golf Valley, a 50-foot throw in is no issue at all. That's an easy Accurate Glide Sapphire down low and flexing it up to the pin there. Hole 3, there's a lot of options here. I actually saw Reese do this option just, I think, yesterday on Discord of just taking the Glide Roll Rive, get it up this gap. And I think that's probably what I'm going to do, because even hitting that stump here, I'm 90 feet, a little bit uphill, so I'm going to go about 100 power. Getting in there. So yeah, probably be taking that Glide Roll Rive and following Reese's play there. I was trying some stuff with the backhand to flex it through that gap and get really close. There's a lot of stuff in the way. Luckily, we have the power of Disc Golf Valley that 60 to 100-foot throw-ins are very reasonable. Hole 4 here is definitely ace run-able. I'm definitely not doing that in the Players Tour. I'm just taking my harp and go about 200 power down to the 260 and get to the base of this. Not messing around with the ace run, the chance of that going OB and taking par worse. It's just take a free stroke is what this hole is. It's a must birdie. Just get down there, take your birdie, move on. Here, I hope the Sapphire gets around this wind. I've been taking the Sapphire every time. Let's see if I can get over with this wind. It can. So I'm not worried about that wind. If I have a headwind, I might be taking a Glide Roll Rive there. But that's this Accurate Glide Sapphire. Get enough hyzer on it. And no matter what the wind is, that's going to get around the corner okay. Here's another one for the Accurate Glide Sapphire, hole 6. Accurate Glide Sapphire, slide left, aim low, and give just under a disc of hyzer to it. And if you turn that corner, you're sliding up to the basket. Not a lot to mess around with here other than playing with different angles for the different winds that you might get. Try that one more time, see if there's a little bit of a different wind that might come in. Yeah, just the one wind. So I guess the one wind is really good to practice so you know what to do and what your starting point is for adjusting. They got wide. Sometimes has some forgiveness on the back here. Yep, I got around. That's okay. I'm just practice it though to make sure I give it enough hyzer to not have to scramble around. Yeah, that full disc of hyzer. That's gonna be what I want to give when I get in with the one wind, and then you adjust from there for the different winds that I might get in the Players Tour. Moving on to hole 7. Let's see. Hole 7 it looks really easy, but it is a tight gap to get through. I'm taking the Accurate Glide Sapphire again, aiming low to the left and giving a little bit of hyzer. Get past this first tree, and you have a look. You just need to keep it pretty straight up there. Something a little bit straighter, like a Sampo. Stever, I know you're watching the videos. Enjoy that reference to you. The Sampo might go a little bit straighter up the gap there and get closer with less flex needed for it. The Sapphire works just fine for me there. Here's getting across the pond. Usually Accurate Glide. With this wind pushing it, I'm going to go Accurate Roll Sapphire. And gets enough there. I'm not bothering ace running it and risking going OB and taking the par or worse. This is just a matter of getting across. The ace run is so low chance in my mind that I'd rather take another hole that's basically a free birdie as opposed to risking the ace run. Well, this is a little bit of a trickier win. Let's see. Might I go Glide Water Skip? I don't think I need the water skip to get across. Let's see if Glide Roll gets across on forehand. It does. Okay. So if I get that wind, maybe in a strong headwind, that might need to go Glide Water Skip. But the Glide Roll on that pushing wind gets across on forehand. If you didn't know, forehand has something like 80% of the distance and power of backhand. That's a nice way to take a little bit of power off too. Hole 9, really just, this drive isn't a big deal. I take the Glide Skip paradigm on default aim and get it up this gap to the best I can. It's drive to the landing zone, and then it's a scramble. Try to find my way through these trees. I think this gap might be my best shot to try and get through maybe a forehand flex. It all feels risky. It doesn't feel like a good shot here. No, got some trees, so that's not good. The good thing back there is even a short layup would leave me a long throw-in, but that going for it, I'm okay because I wasn't in a good position to get the birdie. So I go for it on the off chance, and if I get close, like I did there, I'm still going to be able to get the par, which if par is the worst case scenario, I'm doing well. Let's try again, hopefully get to a little bit better position, getting up with the paradigm on a default forehand. Try to get one closer than that. That wasn't very good. I want to be ideally out in this opening. Up near the edge is great. Yeah, this is almost ideal for my drive because now I can open this up and I get to take a harp just flexing down there to the green. Oh, a little closer than I thought. But that's okay. So this is honestly one coming into the Players Tour. I'm hoping to get a birdie on, but par is going to be okay. I'm not going to beat myself up over a par on this hole if it happens, especially if there's a rough wind. See if I can get this one down a little bit better. Let's get past those this time. Okay, a little bit better. Try to plan the route through here. This kind of scramble routes. There's a lot of low-hanging trees. I've been playing around with this one, taking a little bit of power off the musket and hyzering around. I like that because there's a lot of open room back here on the path to hole 10's tee pad. And you have an open look after you get there. Let's see, where am I at? Yeah, that's a good look. I'm going to practice that one more time just to make sure I have, because this is a common spot for me to end up in. Aim to the right around these trees. Good bit of hyzer. And that's full power. Backing off just a little bit of power so it doesn't go too far. And got a hyzer before those trees. That's going to be the struggle. Just make sure I hyzer it enough there before those trees. There we go. And that should be a good look coming in. Maybe obstructed. Honestly, this is just a tough hole where in a long-term event like the Players Tour, everything adds up. It's not terrible to end up with a par there. Hoping for the birdie, not terrible for par. If you got a better line for that, let me know, or any of these holes. Let me know in the comments if you got a better line for any of these. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow for practicing for Northern Breeze for the Disc Golf Valley Players Tour. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay bogey free.